Prologue. The year is 2166. It has been over 100 years since the end of the Second American Civil War, which began on April 12, 2061. The sport of baseball has been dead for well over a century. There is no living soul that personally remembers the game. Before the Second American Civil War, the game of baseball, at a professional level, had succumbed to financial woes that were further exacerbated by a prolonged labor strike of 3 years. At the amateur level, the explosive growth of soccer and lacrosse, at all levels of play, combined with the pressures of other interests and other sports, caused the kids to simply lose interest in baseball, and it was no longer cool to play the game. Baseball's last breath came as an unintended consequence of the Second American Civil War. Internationally, the sport died as well because of the loss of its American sponsors. The United States and the entire world survived this post-war period, but not without extreme costs to lives, culture, and history. It has taken a century for the United States to recover from the 3 devastating blows suffered during the war. The first blow was the loss of 4 major U.S. cities: New York City, New York, Chicago, Illinois, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Atlanta, Georgia. The destruction of these 4 large metropolitan areas was caused by a battlefield nuclear exchange that led to the single greatest loss of American lives on American soil in one day. The second blow was a massive cyber attack, launched half a world away. It used a weaponized computer virus that erased everything on every computer, public and private. Worldwide havoc ensued because of the loss of all data and knowledge. The third and final crippling blow was an EMP attack that plunged the United States and parts of Canada and Mexico into horse and buggy mode. The EMP attack destroyed the nation's electric grid, all electronic devices, all public and private transportation networks, and led to a breakdown in law and order brought on by a supply chain collapse. When the maelstrom had ended, the developed world found itself not much better off than a third world country. As a result, the entire world was plunged into a severe and decades-long depression. With the rest of the nations of the world focused on caring for their own, there was no help to be found for a country the size of the United States. Thus, an agonizingly prolonged period of survival mode ensued before Reconstruction could begin. Reconstruction took several decades to return America and the industrialized world to some semblance of their former glory. Now, with the sun rising on the reconstructed United States, McHenry, a town in northern Illinois, is home to an intrepid 12-year-old boy named Joe Scott. Joe has a knack for exploring and sets out one day with a buddy to see what is in the woods east of town, on the other side of the river, which has been labeled a no-man's land since the end of the war. While there, Joe discovers a century-old relic that sets him on a quest to learn its meaning. His journey leads to the rebirth of a game long since forgotten by time and the ravages of civil war.